Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to this, hopefully, not last draw with me, but the last one where I have to hide this screen. Because again, I want to be transparent. I want to be able to share the whole process. And again, until I'm done with line art, I can't really do that. Today is going to hopefully be our last session with Miss Susie. Not saying goodbye, but for line art. We're going to try to finish Miss Susie today so I can get this out to you guys. By the time you're seeing this, she's already done and probably shaded and colored and all that stuff. But for today, right now, in real time, I'm going to try to finish Susie. So what I would like to do is, I love how her hair came out. I'm very happy with it. Tried some new techniques that I've never done before, but we're actually going to jump down to her hand because I think that would be probably more interesting for you guys to watch. Again, I want to give you the best of the best. The first session, 5-10 minutes, probably isn't very interesting because I'm getting settled, and then after I get rolling and going, I'm usually logged in. So I might jump around depending on how I get going, I guess, and whatever's the most interesting part of the process, I'll probably shift around for that, so you can see the best of this session. So I'm going to be drawing all day, but you're going to basically catch the best hour of this whole day. So essentially what I thought we could do is, let me find, first of all, this screen really quickly. So where is it? Boom, here we go. So again, on my second monitor today, we're going to try to get her hand as well as her clothes done. She's in the rain, so her clothes are going to be wet. They're going to be clinging to her frame. So I wanted to look at some references with wet clothing, studying some form of how it shapes the body and wraps around the form. So again, every single time I draw, I'm looking at references, usually real references of real people, because I want to capture life. And then stylistically, how other artists interpret that in their own way is also very helpful. So seeing how other artists adapt to things in their styles. So anyway, today will probably be the last, hopefully last time I have to do this. And it'll just be this screen. So anyway, without further ado, if there are any questions, I'm going to let future editing Crystal take it away. But other than that, if there are no questions, I'm going to probably just sit here and quietly be humming and breathing the whole time. So I guess put on some tunes and enjoy. Here we go. So something I briefly forgot to mention, we're going to start with her hand because I want to basically give you another way I render line art, which is sometimes I use just my circle brush, but I also use my sketch brush, which has a noise texture that kind of adds to the grain of things, because this is right after, assuming that injuries transition from dark world to light world, her hand is going to have some damage and cuts and maybe a little bloody too, because she just punched some glass. So this is taking place right after chapter 4, after she leaves Chris's house. Let me find the right brush. There we go. So here's my standard line art brush, very smooth. Here's my noise textured brush that I sketch with. So I'm going to get in there and add some of that into her cuts in her hand here. So here we go. Take a deep breath, shake out the shoulders, rotate the wrists a couple times. Let's do this. Starting with a nice thick outline for her hand, and then we'll get into the weeds at the center of her hand later. First couple lines are always going to be shaky, but I kind of want it to be intentionally shaky for the first few lines. Capture some of this energy, that raw energy that she cracked glass with. right up against the cut. Maybe I'll make that line a little thinner. I'll show you why in a minute. The outside of her hand will be smooth, but the inside is where all of that detail can live. Might turn the sketch opacity down a little bit. There you go. Transition from thick to thin, as well as curves and straights bouncing back and forth. Also, for line art specifically, I like to build the contour first. It just makes it more fun and easier to play with later. And it adds also a nice anime effect that most artists tend to just have the inside missing, stylistically speaking. Like, the lead up to her hand is still there, but rather than connecting that line, I might just leave part of it blank. So, you'll see. Intentionally not leaving everything an even stroke. You want some of the parts that go away from the light to be a little thinner, and coming towards them to be a little darker, but still thick enough that you can tell where it is. Nice thick chiseled muscle hands. She's got those Dargan hands. Get some of that scaly texture in there. Don't hold your breath. It does not help. I say that silly as it is. Don't hold your breath, because sometimes we do forget. Keep breathing, everyone. It also adds more calmness to your hand while you draw, and your strokes will be cleaner. Alright. First pass. Might go back in here and now adjust things based on the skin folds. Now we can have fun. Let's get in here. I think I actually want my corners to be darker, but only on the inside of the hand. Let's see. How can we do that? This is actually something I really struggle with. I'm really good at finding the form in the sketch phase, but transitioning from that to the line art, cleaner hands actually throw me off because I don't know where the lines are supposed to go sometimes. I'm just feeling it out. Only after I glance at the finished product on a bigger screen where I can see it, is it more obvious what is actually helping and what's not. Same can be applied to a navigator if you look at it far away in a corner. Can you even tell? So still want to go thick in here, but not as thick to compete with the outside. And now I'm just going to trace the sketch. I also have, I should mention, a grunge erase. So I have my sketch that is this grungy texture, and I also have somewhere an eraser that's the same kind of texture. So it'll make it a lot more fun to play with that later. For now, let's just find her actual hand. We'll add damage later. That's a lot of damage. For the most part, I think I'll leave a lot of this blank. This will just be possibly a place for blacks to live or shadow. Actually, this might be a good place to show this, because I don't plan to do this for the rest of the picture, because it's not going to mesh well if I do it just one place and nowhere else. But because I want to draw attention to it, I might add some grain. So this is a nice soft grainy brush, and also something similar but a little more direct. So I might do that for just her hand, just to give you even more impetus to look at it. Again, the focus should be Chris first, but we'll see when we get there if it works or it doesn't. I might intentionally not connect that line. Stylistically speaking, I'm going to leave a little bit of a hole there. It fades out. I'm also looking at my own hand for reference where skin folds live. Sometimes it's helpful to have a mirror too, so you can see the other side of your hand, because you can't quite 180 your hand perfectly. You'll hurt yourself. This is where it's nice to have intentionally rougher, less smooth, jagged lines. I'm not gonna do too much here because I don't want to make everyone stop and stare at the hand, but I do want it to have a nice finish to it. You should look at Chris first though, so I don't want to get too detailed here. Just enough that it's the most focused part of Susie, but not the most focused part of the whole drawing. Alright, let's get in here with some blacks for now. Let's see, just to make sure I did this on the right layer. I did, thank God. Okay. I'm gonna just make a blank generic. Well, no, I think we're good. I think we're good. Let's do this. Take a sip of water, chat. I drink water, you drink water. I'm gonna make another layer for texture. Will I actually adhere to staying on those layers? Probably not, but we'll try. Okay, let's get our texture brush now. I'm gonna keep it here in this layer for now, but you'll see. Softer brush texture will live in this file, on this layer. It's very easy, I get messed up all the time. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's not okay, but she's gonna keep acting like she is, because she's a tough girl. I'm going to intentionally make all of this black, and then we'll erase some of that later. Alright, now let's go back in with my eraser. Same exact texture and settings, maybe a little different actually now that I notice. This is blots, this is noise. I'm gonna make it the same. Where is my blots? There it is. Similar. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna do me a favor because I don't have a shortcut set to this because I rarely use it. This is the front of my pen. I'm gonna flip my pen over, and now the eraser is gonna be this. Most tablets now have pens that have two edges, so they're both responsive. Oop, the 1 minute bell. This is actually a softer brush. I would like it to be a bit less, no opacity transition. So I might go back in with my actual eraser and just make some sharper edges. Come back in with my pen. Yeah. That's nice and damaged. She's not okay. Oh, Susie. Oh, yeah. Alright, first break's coming in hot. Stand up and look away. welcome back. Even if you didn't stand up, flex your feeties a few times. Jiggle those ankles a little bit, shake those shoulders. Move some part of your body a little bit, jiggle it around. Do some twists in your chair, twist your spine, sit up tall, take a few deep breaths, stretch your arms above your head. Make as big of a circle with your torso as you can. Keep things moving. Body needs circulation too. All right, back in. You probably notice a pattern by now. I intentionally leave some things filled in and some things erased. So that's basically been my process for every single thing I ever make. Block, erase, and then do it again. And maybe occasionally blur if you have a blur tool. Block, blur, and erase. Those 3 methods get you pretty far. Let's get in here and add some texture, shall we? Oh, yeah. Oh, Susie, I'm so not sorry. Sorry, not sorry, honey. And we'll see if I even like that. We may keep it, we may not. In fact, I might actually just put her cuts on a separate layer. Never mind, I'm too lazy, it's too late. Sometimes I might just go back in on the edges and add a little bit of that texture in there, erase some away so you can see the implication of cut skin there, cut scales. So let's get in here, this area. There might be some raised skin there. Remember, cuts always are, what's the word? Not subcutaneous, but underneath the skin, so like the epidermis. If this is dermis, it would be recessed. Sorry if that's gross. But the little amount of depth that you can get. And then I'd probably go back in here later once we've gotten to the effects phase, add a little bit of some red here, add the same thing process-wise, a textured brush going in with red, blurring it, erasing it, and adding more grunge for a little bit more of that effect of damage there. Though monsters aren't supposed to bleed. What's up with that, Suze? Everybody bleeds, right? I haven't seen any theories related to it. Mildly curious, but not enough to look it up. Cool. That'll be the main cut. Maybe one more big jagged run here. It goes under her clothes. And the coup de grace. Whoa, right here. Maybe it even passes over a vein, because your veins run from your knuckles all the way down to the top of your wrist. She wasn't thinking. She's a reckless girl. She's full of hope. Full of beans. She has hope crossed on her heart and all over her hand. Alright, same deal. Let's fill this in. Maybe not all of it. Just enough for you to know that there's something there. Erase a lot of that with another brush touch. Brush touch. I can talk. Not well, but I can try. Erase the edges, maybe. Yeah. Oh, that doesn't feel good. Oh yeah, that feels bad. Oh yeah. Oh, that feels awful. So sorry, not sorry, Suze. Gotta say, I don't like horror movies, but I don't mind drawing that kind of stuff. It's fun. Detail is enjoyable, even if I don't like looking at it. I'm a big baby. Took me forever to finally watch The Nightmare Before Christmas. Yes, I know that's not a horror film. That's how much of a coward I am, guys. I am a fan artist who has not played the game of the fan art she's making. Because every once in a while Toby Fox decides to go horror game. That's why I'm a coward. I just let other gamers react and shrink the window way too small on the side of my screen. And after they're done reacting, I might peek and open my eyes to try to see it. But I can't do it. Thankfully, most of Deltarune's stuff is pretty tame, but no horror for me, please. I don't even want to chance it. Excuse me. And then I might do one more pass with my regular line art with just a few extra lines on the edges to really tell you there's some damage here. Some hatched lines where she really hurt herself here. Intentionally going all over the place and not necessarily following the right line texture. Mess here. Mess, mess, mess. Alright, let's zoom out. How does that look? Oh yeah, that looks pretty bad. Alright, now I would like to get a little texture in here. So we're not quite done, but now I'm going to go back in here with my black and fill in some of these pockets. Oop, wrong layer. Love when I do that. There we go. Adds a little bit more intrigue to that recessed line where you should know this finger is in front of that finger. A little bit of hatching here, because hatching is so much fun. For me. I can't speak for everyone. Let's get in here. I see a pocket. I want to fill it. Whoa! Lines aren't thick enough, are they? Fine. We'll go back in and refine. Let's try that again. No, still? Fine, I'll just trace it. Grr. It's not a lot. It's not a big deal. Also, I don't need this at level 4 anymore. And I can very easily now erase some of that away because this is on its own layer separate from the rest of the line art. Nice. Some extra depth in these pockets here where fingers connect. Alright, I think we can start actually putting some texture down. I want to see where my knuckles are real quick because they have no definition to them. Need to see those bones for them to be real. Squishy flesh can only be squishy if it's not against a hard bone. I still suck at drawing hands. They're not fun. So I'm gonna have to really get good at them because I have a lot of hands I plan to draw for this picture. Oh boy. We gonna figure it out somehow, chat. Lots of silhouettes. Lots and lots of silhouettes. And we'll practice together. Alright. Save that goodness. Texture time. Just a hair. A little bit of grain here and there. Oh yeah. Kind of want to do this technique more for Gerson and Susie when we finally get there. Whenever that is. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you when. I'll figure it out timeline-wise, but very excited. Maybe a little bit more for where the shadow starts. Implied shading is when you use line art, at least in techniques I've learned and heard of, but the reflected light is when you make a little line for, oh, I'm explaining this horribly. If you've ever seen people do gesture work, gesture lines, essentially in a gesture, a person that does a gesture is like a quick drawing. It's not a finished drawing, it's just a quick loose sketch. And then they add like a shadow line for where shadows would fall, but they're not filled in. That's essentially what I'm doing here. Just to tell my brain later, this is where to put shadow. Clean it up right against the edge. Same thing, I might get my grunge brush and erase some of that. Keep that texture very minimal because I don't want it to completely overtake the drawing. Just enough for you to go, oh man, what happened down there? Is she okay? No. But she acts like she is. Secretly. Definitely get some texture in those cuts. So the start of shadow would be along this curve. That'll be enough for later. Nice. Now the amazing rule of thumb. Did we keep ourselves in the right layer? Yes. Yes. Hallelujah. Okay, fantastic. Let's zoom out and look at the depth of that hand now. Oh wow. It's so much nicer to see it zoomed out. Yeah. I might even turn that texture down a little bit more. We don't need it at 100. 75 looks good. Yeah. That'll look really nice against a bunch of clean, maybe some cut clothes, but mostly clean, because I'm assuming her clothes in the dark world didn't really get damaged because she doesn't have... this is a good question. Would her sleeve be cut? If her armor got damaged in the dark world, it would still be cut in the light world, right? Maybe a little bit. A little bit. We'll see. Alright, I'm going to save. I'm going to also take a gander and look at how much time we have left. Oh, we're doing good. We got about 4 minutes before the next block. Cool. I closed my Pinterest window. I did not mean to do that. Dag nabbit. Alright, come back to me. Let's take a gander at these wet clothes on my Pinterest leg. Same thing I showed you earlier. For a little break, I'm not going to be doing line art right this second, so I can come back for a check. Let's see what we're going to work with. I like this frame. Is this Emma Watson? I don't know. Insert famous actress here. But I'm looking at this, not her face. Though it is helpful to see how water works for later. White outline, white pivot, white shadows with a hint of the color around it. So that'll be fun to play with. Water is transparent mostly, so it absorbs the things around it. So you only have one speck of light that really is receptive to the main light source, and then everything else is just the picture, the color of the picture. Lots and lots of clothing folds. Okay, I'm gonna rotate my wrist a couple times. Get some cricks and clicks here. Reverse. Stretching preemptively. Oh, we're gonna get a stretch break in a second, but feel free to keep going. I'm gonna just stretch a little early. I'm proud of myself for finishing that hand. I didn't think I would. For this session, I mean. We'll probably come back and do some more clothes. Well, I think we can come back in and start at the base of where her hair meets sweater. That'll feel good. Alright, I'm gonna stand up early. This timer is about to go off, but feel free to keep going. I'm gonna just stand up, and then we can continue together. It's been a minute. You have about a minute and a half before the timer goes off. That's the timer you're looking at, not the Pinterest. There we go. Also, as a dancer slash quote-unquote physical therapist in training, not really, but you pick up a lot of stuff as a dancer, I have stretches all day long if anybody needs them. Let me know. For one, put your foot on the chair and lean forward ever so slightly, straighten that leg as best you can if you're able to. Maybe not completely straight, but soft bend in the knee and hinge from the hips, and it'll feel amazing. Ooh, those hamstrings needed that. Ooh. There's your 1 minute timer. Same thing, maybe you bend your knee. Ooh. Lean the hips forward. And you might feel a nice stretch in your hip flexor, where your hips meet stomach, where your pelvis starts. I'd also been sitting for about an hour before I started recording, so I needed this. Move the spine as well. Sideways, front and back, and rotation. All three of those ways move your spine at least once a day. More like 3 times a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Alright, I'll be back when the timer goes off. I'm gonna go look outside the window and put my bowl in the sink. Didn't mean to hit microphone. Microphone. Mic. My bad. Alright. Welcome back. Let's get at least part of her sleeve in, shall we? Alright. Dipping again. Peace for now. Peace and love. Oh, I need a blanket. I'm chilly. Okay, there we go. And now, I'm also going to say I'm pretty confident. I don't think I'll need texture anywhere else. It'll just be her hand. Maybe I'll add a hair under her chin, just where that shadow is. But that's a decision I'll make later. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't get attached until I see the whole thing. I try not to. I'm not doing this hair again, that's for sure. It's stuck, it's done. Alright, sweater time. Take a sip of water. So now this is the hard part. Clothes are fun, but they're also lots of long, irregular curves, which is a fun challenge, but could not imagine without a stabilizer. Hell no. So let's see. This is one stroke. This is one stroke. Woo! Let's see if we can do it. Probably easier if I zoom out. Okay. Breathe. Oh yeah, we nailed it! Did it in one. Okay. I don't know if I want that line that thick though. I don't know yet. Might have to do it again, we'll see. Let's try the other big boy for now. Nope. Might have to two-part this. Or not! Wait, there's hope. My hand keeps getting stuck. Hold on. Do you believe in me, chat? Do you believe in me? Do you believe in the crystal that believes in you? Have faith. Shake out the hand. And? Oh. Just almost. A little too many curves there. There we go. That feels better. Alright. Might be a hair too thick though, because it's thicker than everything else now. There we go. Alright. I'll take it. Might go in there and adjust things a little bit. Soften my selection brush. Grab just the tail of that. And just, yoop. Oh, perfect. Now we're cooking with Crisco. Cooking with grease, baby. Alright. Cool. I see a corner. You know what I'm gonna do to it? You already know, don't you? Same thing in reverse. I'm gonna erase away this edge so it's not a hard cut, and give me that a little bit closer into the inside. Oh yeah. You can kind of see where a little error happened there. And go back over that line. Alright. Mission accomplished. Hardest part done. Mostly. We haven't gotten back here yet, but I'm less scared of the back. That's going to probably be mostly in shadow. Her arm should be in the focus forefront. Thick in that corner, baby. Juicy, juicy, thick corner details. So even though we can't see it, it is important to know where her arm is because the clothes are going to cling to that frame. So her arm is right here, and her elbow probably, it goes about there, and then wrist. So all of this is going to be really clung, and the rest of this can just kind of hang and droop. So more folds where the skin is, less folds where there is nothing holding it. Make sense? I'm going to go in reverse with this. There we go. Oh, that's a beautiful taper. Kind of want to keep that, but probably won't catch if I keep it that light. That is nice though. That continued line from where hair turns into sweater. Beautiful, gorge. You know what? Let me get my lines in first, and then we'll come back in with the blacks later. Nice thin line here. Actually, I want this to be smooth, but when we get to the clothing, sharp. Where we get to the skin, I mean. Yeah. Ooh. That is so satisfying, I can't tell you. Oh, the dopamine rush. The melatonin, baby. Flows through me. I sense arm here. That's what the sketch told me. Found you. Probably a big old black right there. Probably. Maybe. Maybe not. 50-50. Maybe 90-10. Oh, sorry, that was my neck. Okay, again, hand and sweater are on different layers. Great. Nah. Gotta say, I've been listening to a lo-fi playlist this whole time that said no AI lo-fi, but it's been kind of looping for the last 20 minutes. I don't think it's... well, we'll see. I'm sure it's not, but the last 20 minutes are kind of the same. Moving on. That was nice. I don't want to make any lines here yet because I want to know where I'm ending. So let's actually draw the end of her sweater first. Then thick. Whoa. Yes, sir. I don't expect anyone to love line art after my tutorial, obviously, but dang it, you gotta experience this kind of jubilation somewhere. If you don't get it from line art, I hope you find it elsewhere. What makes you happy, at least in the drawing process. For me, I am absolutely down to render, but I hate the start of it. it's like finding the values that I suck at because I have the least amount of practice in. I excel the most once I've gotten my shadows in, and then I can just go to town and detail all day long. Like most of us, want to just skip to the end phase, but then gonna miss that foundation. So there's always a part of the process we love and then we hate. This is my favorite part. For cell shaded drawings, going into color, probably my least favorite, until we get to lighting, and then I go, oh yay. And take that right to the edge. Is there a baby? Hi, Moch. Or are you Pepper? I don't know. Look at me. It's a Pepper. No, it's Mochi. I can't tell. They're identical. They're identical twins. Same fur patterns. But I don't want to put collars on them, so Mom will just get smarter and figure it out. Oh, perfect. Did you see that? Oh, magic like that happens only once every session. Oh. Sorry, I said I wouldn't talk as much, but I'm real chatty right now. Having fun. Maybe it is possible to talk while I line art. Amazing. Hi, honey. There's a Mochi here to say hi before we finish the session. Check it out. Say hi, Moch. Yay. Oh, there she is. Hi, Mama. Hmm? No. Oh, she's here to look at you. All right. Goodbye for now. Can I draw, honey? Is that okay? Permission to Moch. Permission to draw? I don't know if she's gonna let me. She keeps trying to bite my pen. Wait. There we go. Aw, she's nestled now. Right in between Mom's hips. Yay. There we go. Warm Mom lap. Very good. Okay. Back in. More magic. Power of the stabilizer. Yes. That'll be a black. You know, actually, can I share something kind of unrelated, chat? I mentioned I'm going back to work next week, and I'm a dance teacher, but it's been a really long time since I've taught kids. Well, no, actually, it's been not that long. I only left last year, the end of 24. I stopped teaching at my old location. And I reached back out to some of my go-to regular parents, and I got a comment or a response from a wonderful, lovely parent who I was really close with, because we had to team up to work with their kid. Their son's a handful, but he's a sweet bean. And she basically mentioned, she's like, we didn't take any dance classes after you left. He didn't want anybody else but you. So when he found out that you were coming back, he said, Mom, I want to take dance classes again. It makes me so happy. He was a handful and a troublemaker, but you know what? It's worth it. It's worth it. Good old buddy Matthew. I'll be excited to see him again next week. Maybe not the tantrums, though, but hopefully after a couple of years, he's matured a little bit more. He was a rough 4-year-old. He'll be, no, 5. He should be 6 now. You never know. A couple of years make a big difference for kiddos. This is one line. Oh gosh, can I do it? Whew. Oh, that'll do. Do I like that? Yeah, I do. When I say do I like that, I look at the big monitor. Zoomed out and zoomed in, do I like it in both places? If the answer is yes, it stays. If not, it goes. Looking at it up close and zoomed in on your screen is only half of the story. You gotta see what it looks like far away too. It makes a huge difference when making decisions. Oh, yes. I was so serious about size Lineart tool. The stabilizer is a game changer. I could not do Lineart without it. Or I could, but I would hate it a lot more. Alright, let's thicken this out, this contour here. I feel pretty good. We got a lot done this session. It's only been an hour? Wow. Are you proud of me, chat? This is good progress for me. I draw slow, as you know. Alright. We are coming up on the last 5 minutes, so now it's time to make some crucial decisions. Let's get some solid blacks in. We're not going to finish the sleeve, but we're going to get close to at least this side of it. So let's put, I think, a black. Let's see. Yeah, this is my sweater. Oh, and also, let's mask this out. We don't need all of that anymore. Put a layer mask on because I don't want to completely erase it. That's destructive workflow. Masks keep things forever. Masterful. Beautiful. I almost said mask again. That looks great. I might actually also put a big old block of shadow right where the sleeve catches on the hand to give you implications that this is in shadow. Let me see. Did I have anything? Yeah. Just to give you more implication that this is in fact underneath the sleeve. There we go. Follow the hand line, the form right there, and then the extra shadow will tell us the rest of the story. Now the one thing I will say, I don't actually like to add texture too much sometimes because I like to have my selection source on all of my layers, including the texture. And when I select with my bucket tool, you see what happens. If I go black, oh well, that was a gradient. I meant black. Yeah, it's gonna mess with it. So it's always hard. But for now, if it's not inside this main layer, it works. But it's usually always, I'm gonna keep things together. So a way around that would be just to move it outside of your main selection source layer if you're working inside or in a similar equivalent. Okay, beautiful. Oh, wrong layer. I thought that looked different. Give me this. Boom, baby. Cusco. What's his name? That'll do. Excuse me. Alright, 1 minute. Oh, gosh. Okay. You sneak up on me so fast. Alrighty. I'm not gonna get all of the stuff that I want done, but let's at least... put my sketch back. I want a black here, and I want a black here. And I want a black here. Yeah, and that, and that, and erase that. Yeah. Trace that sleeve. There we go. Right up to the edges. Kiss the edges. That looks good. Nice. Maybe one more. Oh, time. Bye.